All right, you ready for this? We're diving into Japanese news today. We've got this recording of a news announcer, Hideki Iinuma. He's giving us the top stories from November 10th, 2024.
Oh, wow.
And let me tell you, it's a lot. It's everything from art exhibitions to video games to, get this, hairstyles. It's really a glimpse into Japanese culture.
Yeah, you really get a feel for what's on people's minds.
Exactly. So, we're going to go through it all and find those really fascinating nuggets.
I love these deep dives.
Me too, me too.
Oh,
Okay, so let's start with art, because this caught my eye right away. Iinuma mentions a modern Chinese film festival, and it's in both Tokyo and Osaka.
wow. Two major cities.
I know, right? It's featuring a film with Gong Li,
Oh, wow.
and the film won an award at the Berlin International Film Festival back in 1994.
So they're highlighting a classic.
Yeah, it makes you think about those global influences, what's shaping the Japanese art scene.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of global influences, he also mentions this exhibition coming up in 2025. It's called Japanese Contemporary Art and the World.
Ooh, that sounds really interesting.
And he's speculating, he's like, what artists are going to be in it? What themes are going to be included?
That is a big one. It's a chance to see how artists are engaging with global themes and trends.
Absolutely. And I'm putting this on my calendar right now. But the best part, he gave us a bunch of websites so we could explore even more.
Oh, nice.
He specifically recommended Artscape, Art Exhibition Navi, Bujutsu Teko, and Art Agenda.
He really wants us to dive deep into this.
He does. What about you? Have you ever explored the Japanese art scene?
You know, I haven't, not really.
Well, maybe this is our chance.
Yep.
Okay, but speaking of new discoveries, Iinuma also recommended a few Nintendo Switch RPGs.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have the video game recommendations.
Of course, it wouldn't be a news roundup without it. So he mentioned Diofield Chronicle, Wizardry Gaiden, 5 Trials, and Paper Mario, the Origami King.
Paper Mario. I've definitely heard of that one.
Yeah, that was pretty popular.
But the other two, I'm not so familiar with.
Me neither. It's interesting that he highlighted them, though.
Yeah, makes you wonder if they're more niche.
Right, maybe popular with a specific type of gamer?
Hidden gems, maybe?
Ooh, I love that. We should do a deep dive on those games sometime.
I'm in.
Okay, but before we go too far down that rabbit hole, Iinuma also talked about some local events. Free events happening in Saitama Prefecture.
Oh, I love these local events. You know, you get a feel for the community.
Exactly. So there's this Auto Jamboree. It's at Saitama Automobile College.
Okay, so a car show.
Sounds like it. Then there's the Omiya Second Park Disaster Prevention Autumn Festival.
Wow, talk about a mouthful.
Right. And a woodworking workshop for kids in Saitama City.
So you've got car enthusiasts, families, kids.
I know, it really shows you how diverse that community is.
A little something for everyone.
It does, it does. But, okay, let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk hairstyles.
Ooh, hairstyles.
Iinuma mentioned this website. It has recommendations for the top 4 hairstyles for women in their 40s and 50s.
Okay, I'm curious. What are they?
Casual outward flick midi, soft inward curl midi, sleek refined midi, and versatile healthy midi.
Wow, they all sound very, I don't know,
Cheek.
chic. Yeah.
Effortless, I'm thinking.
I love that they emphasize healthy hair.
Yeah, embracing natural beauty.
Absolutely.
Okay, but we can't forget about health. Iinuma also mentioned 5 foods to avoid if you want to be healthy.
Okay, let's hear it.
Canned fruit, tilefish, salami, white chocolate, and granola bars.
Granola bars. I know, right?
The ones with lots of added sugar, he said.
Exactly. But tilefish, that one really surprised me. He said it can lead to heavy metal poisoning.
Oh, wow.
I know, it's scary. It's a good reminder to always read labels and be informed, you know?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got art, video games, hairstyles, food. What else could there be?
Well, how about a happiness ranking?
A what?
A happiness ranking.
I've never heard of that.
And Iinuma mentioned one for towns in Aichi Prefecture.
Interesting.
Nishin City is in first place, and Miyoshi City comes in second.
I wonder what makes a place happy.
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. Is it based on surveys or economics or what?
Yeah. How do they measure happiness?
I guess we have to dive deeper into that.
Maybe a future deep dive.
I'd love that. Okay, but before we wrap up, there's one last thing I have to mention. Hello Kitty.
Oh, of course.
There's a special Hello Kitty exhibit at the Tokyo National Museum.
At the National Museum.
I know, right? And it's so popular. Apparently, they had to issue an apology because the lines were so long on opening day.
Wow.
They said the most popular items were plush toys and mascot keychains.
Classic Hello Kitty.
It really makes you wonder what it is about Hello Kitty that's so appealing.
It's true. She's a global icon.
I guess even with all the serious news in the world, there's still a place for Hello Kitty.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of joy and whimsy.
Absolute.
A little bit of joy goes a long way.
It really does. And those plushies, I can just imagine.
Oh, yeah. Got to be a huge hit.
Must have been flying off the shelves. It's funny, though, right? He goes from heavy metal poisoning to Hello Kitty.
Well, that's the thing about these news summaries, you know? You get a little bit of everything. It's a glimpse into what people are thinking about.
It makes you think about how much we filter our own news here.
Oh, totally.
We focus on what we're interested in, but maybe we're missing out.
Absolutely. Speaking of interesting, though, that art exhibition, Japanese Contemporary Art and the World, I'm really curious about that one.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of statement are they going to make? Will it be traditional Japanese art or something totally different?
Yeah, it's exciting to think about, and he seemed really excited about it, too.
He did. Oh, and don't forget those websites he recommended. We can do our own exploring.
Artscape, Art Exhibition Navi.
Yep, those two. Bijutsu Teko and Art Agenda.
We could spend hours on those, I bet.
We could. Okay, but what about the video games? Did any of those stand out to you?
Well, Paper Mario, of course, I know that one. But Diofield Chronicle and Wizardry Gaiden, I don't know those.
Me neither. Maybe they're more for a specific audience.
Maybe, yeah. Like he's giving us a peek into a different world of gaming.
I love that. Hidden gems.
Exactly.
We should play those games.
We should.
All right, let's go back to Saitama for a second. That Auto Jamboree sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, are you into cars?
Not really. But I like how we put that together with the Disaster Prevention Festival and the Woodworking Workshop. It's like so many different interests in one place.
It really shows you the diversity, yeah.
And they're free events, which is awesome.
Makes them accessible to everyone.
Exactly. Okay, how about those hairstyles? What do you think a casual outward flick midi looks like?
I'm picturing something, I don't know, flowy.
Flowy, yeah. And effortless.
And remember, he said these were for women in their 40s and 50s.
Oh, right.
So it's about looking stylish, but also, I don't know, age appropriate.
Right, and easy to manage.
Embracing your natural beauty.
I like that. Okay, now for the not so fun part. The foods to avoid.
Yeah, the reality check.
Canned fruit, tilefish, salami, white chocolate granola bars.
Some of those are no-brainers, you know, like salami and white chocolate.
Yeah, but canned fruit.
Yeah.
And granola bars.
I know. It's those added sugars.
Yeah, they get you every time. But that tilefish warning, that was intense.
On heavy metal poisoning, that's not good.
It's not.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what else is lurking out there.
It's all about being informed, right?
It is. It is. Okay, so we've talked about art, games, hairstyles, food. Now let's get philosophical. What about this happiness ranking?
Oh, yeah. What makes a place happy?
Right. What are the factors?
I think it's got to be a combination of things. Like for individuals, it's about purpose, connection. But for a community, maybe it's about access to green spaces, a strong sense of community.
Yeah, those things are important. I'm picturing a town with friendly neighbors, lots of trees.
And events, cultural events.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I wonder what specifically makes Nishin City and Miyoshi City so happy.
Would have to do some research. Maybe they have amazing parks or really great schools.
Maybe they have a secret Hello Kitty factory.
Now that would make people happy.
Hello Kitty factory. I'd move there.
Wouldn't we all?
Okay, but seriously, that Hello Kitty exhibit at the National Museum, it's not something you see every day.
It's not. You know, I think it says something about Japanese culture.
Oh.
They embrace both tradition and modernity.
Yeah, I see that.
You have those ancient temples and tea ceremonies.
Right.
But also cutting-edge technology and pop culture.
It all works together.
It does. Like, they appreciate it all.
Yeah, like there's no judgment. They could love a beautiful scroll and a Hello Kitty plushie.
Exactly. And there's something really nice about that, you know?
There is. It's like this whole deep dive into Japanese news. It's been a reminder to embrace all those different parts of life.
It has.
The art, the games, the healthy stuff, the fun stuff. It's all important.
It's about finding that balance.
It is. What about you? What stuck with you from all this?
That's a tough one, I think, for me. It was that contrast between the tilefish warning and the Hello Kitty exhibit.
Oh, interesting.
On one hand, you have to be careful, make good choices.
Right.
But on the other hand, you have to find that joy, that lightness.
It's a good reminder.
It is.
This whole deep dive has been amazing. It's like it's inspired me to be more curious, more open.
Me too.
And who knows, maybe one day we'll actually visit those happy towns in Japan.
That would be a fun adventure.
It would. But until then, We'll keep diving deep and sharing what we find.
Absolutely.
So, to everyone listening, stay curious, stay informed, and don't forget to find that joy, that little bit of whimsy.
And maybe get yourself a Hello Kitty keychain.
Why not?